So in this video we will discuss about the next phylum. The first phylum we are discussing, that is the phylum Porifera. Okay, what does it mean of the Porifera, which means the pore body, porous body. Okay, so these are basically sponges. Okay, and these are sponges and these are the simplest animal, but they are having lack of tissues and organelles. Okay, not organelles, yeah, organ. Okay, so if we talk about the sponges, so sponges are basically sessile in nature. Okay, and this is basically, sponges are basically attached to the rock at the bottom of water. Okay, and what is larva is basically the free moving animal which is motile. Okay, so sponges are basically aquatic animals. Okay, the body of a sponge is basically perforated because of the poring body. For example, this is the body, so they are having the pores in the body, and these pores we are calling that as a holes, or pores we are calling that a ostia. Okay, ostia. And if we talk about the body, body is multicellular. Okay, and they are basically few millimeter or 1 meter long, few meter will be long. Okay, and they are basically not symmetry. Okay, and they are with the regeneration process, which means that if, for example, lizard. Okay, for example, if the tail of the lizard is basically cut down, so that can regenerate again. So they are also having the regeneration. You can say that body, they can regenerate again. Okay, so if we talk about the sponges, so sponges having two layers. Okay, if we talk about the outer one. Okay, if we talk about the outer one layer. Okay, so that is basically called the pino pinosotes. Okay, pinosotes, and they are also called the flatted epithelial cells. Okay, and if we talk about the inner layer of their body, so that is basically called the canocytes, and they are also called the flagellatal cells, or you can say that as the collar cells. Okay, so if we talk about the in between both layers. Okay, for example, this is panocyte and canocyte. So between both layer we are having the sticky, like you can say that the stickiness is there. Okay, so that we are calling sticky region between both layer, we are calling that as a mesenchyme. Okay, so if we talk about their cavity. Okay, their cavity, so we are having pores. Okay, the water basically go through the pores in their body into the central cavity. They are having the central cavity, so that we are calling as a spongocele. Okay, this is basically from the water basically move into the central cavity, and if the water is moving out, so they are having the larger opening here. Okay, larger opening here, so that we are calling as a osculum. Okay, from pores the water get inside from ostia. Okay, and inside in the central cavity, which is spongocele, and if the water is getting out, so that will be getting out from the cavity, that is the larger cavity, and that is called the osculum. Okay, so if we talk about the sponges, so they basically depend on the food coming along with the water. Okay, so we are having the, if we talk about their skeleton. Okay, their, you can say, shape system. So they're basically composed of a needle like structure in their body, that we are calling it as spicules. Their skeleton is made up of the spicules, needle like structure. Okay, that basically provide support to the body. Okay, these spicules are basically formed of, you can say that, calcium carbonate. Okay, that can be of the silica, and that can be of the protein. Okay, and if we talk about the spongy, you can say skeleton, that is endoskeleton. That is endoskeleton. Okay, so now if we talk about the sponges, basically sponges are hermet hermaphrodite. What does it mean? It means that they are having both sexes, like both genital organs. Okay, genital organs, they are having both genital organs. Okay, and in some sponges they are different sexes too. Okay, so sponges basically produce asexually by the fragmentation or budding. If we talk about sexually, so they are basically reproduced by the eggs and the sperm. Okay, so sperm is basically carried out by the water and the egg too. Okay, so basically the free swimming, you can say the larva basically produce, which is the free living motile animal. Okay, so if we talk about the common example of the sponges we are having, you can take the example of the, we are having spongilla. Okay, and cycon too, these are the sponges. Okay, sponges are basically this like structure. Okay, their body is not complex. Okay, so this is the, in the phylum Porifera we are having the sponges. Okay, so this was the general characteristics of the phylum Porifera. Okay, and if we talk about the digestive system, so they are basically completely intracellular digestion, which means inside the cell. Okay, inside the cell there, you can see the digestion basically occur. Okay, and if we talk about the importance we are having, that I will also telling you. But if you talk about the respiration, so they are having no basically special organelle for the respiration. Okay, and they are basically lack of the nervous system. Okay, and if we talk about the importance, so their sponges are basically used in the washing purpose, bathing purpose. Okay, because they are having the great capacity to absorb the water, that's why they are used in the surgical operations too. Okay, and you can say that they are also used for the washing, bathing, scrubbing purpose. Okay, so this was about the phylum Porifera. In the next video we'll discuss about the phylum Cnidaria.